Celebrate the life of Joyce. It was truly a life worth and deserving of celebration. Joyce's contribution to this world was to make life better for those around her by doing simple acts, simple deeds. It's been 47 days since Joyce was ripped out of our lives by a cruel and demented individual. I'll never forget the Monday Mike Sclair calls me up and tells me about Joyce. None of us were emotionally or psychologically prepared to deal with such news. First thing I did was call my wife. My wife then called my daughters. Joyce was part of our family. They had to know right away. It was staggering. The next day was Tuesday. I went to the office. When you lose someone, you want to be with family. And in this case, our family was the people in the office. I needed to make sure we were all hanging in there, although we were all emotionally spent and wasted. It was clear to me that many were in mourning. The following day, on Wednesday, I also came to the office to meet Melissa. I learned a grief counselor was available to us and we were going to have a group grief session, which I determined to attend. The session was pretty helpful. Ironically, instead of being counseled so much as to how to deal with our grief, we morphed the session into a celebration of Joyce's life. Many who attended focused on the little things Joyce did for them to make their lives and jobs easier and better. Many of you were her missies. Can somebody tell me what a missy is? I have no idea. Everybody is, I'm not a missy, but I think you people, a lot of you women here were missies. You know, a day doesn't go by when I do not think of Joyce. At times it's because selfishly she's no longer available to help me. At times it's because I receive a text from Melissa. At times I even hear Joyce's voice that says, "Wishy, you need to get your pre-bills back. Wishy, you need to complete your collection worksheet. Wishy, you need continuing legal education credits." I would tell her, "Leave me alone, I don't care." I didn't have to hear her on a Friday night to do my pre-bills. But what was she doing? She was trying to protect me from myself, to make sure I was doing the things I needed to do. The celebration of life we started at the office with the grief counselor continues today. Sadly, however, the tales we can tell, the examples we can use, are not fully available to us. The reason is because Joyce was extraordinarily private. She did not brag or tell us of her good deeds. She did not let us in. Even though Melissa told me I was like a father to Joyce. That was very touching, but I'm only 10 years older than Joyce, so I'm not sure I want to be called a father. A brother? You told me father.
Older brother.
Or brother,
We'll
thank
claim
you.
older brother.
Okay. That being the case, how do we know Joyce touched the lives of so many? Well, the first thing is her brother Tim put together the GoFundMe page. I don't know if you looked at that page and you saw what was raised, but the most impressive part of that GoFundMe page was the excessive number of people who donated. It was incredible. Then we had our own fundraise in the office. It was incredible. Between the two sources of funds, we raised nearly $23,000, most of which is going to has gone into Ethan's 529 plan. The problem with that is, if you see Ethan, he's not going to need our money. He's going to be a full scholarship football player at the school of his choosing. He plays center. Melissa was kind enough to send me this, was it from YouTube? He was on this YouTube channel with this guy who's into football, and I watched Ethan assemble a football helmet. It was pretty cool. So, what do we understand what Joyce did for people? I called one of our associates, former associates, to tell him about Joyce. And the first thing he says to me is, when Joyce helped me with my bar application, which she did for all the associates, she handed me a package when we were done that had all the submissions that I made. I didn't ask her to do that. I didn't even realize the importance of that until I had to apply to another bar, and it was all there. It was those simple acts of of kindness that really endeared Joyce to all of us. As far as Joyce being so private, in preparing for today, I said to Dina, who carpooled with Joyce, what tidbits can you give me? What can we share with people? It wasn't much. She didn't open up. She didn't share. The one story Dina told me was that she once got out of her car to stop traffic to allow a duck with all its ducklings cross the street. That's who she was. There were 2 occasions, however, she did reach out to me. And I was honored. She needed advice, and I gave it to her. Because she was so private, I'm not going to share what we discussed. But if she ever came to me and said, Wishy, what do you think about me renting out a couple of rooms in my house? No doubt what I would have told her. She was so private that many of us could not comprehend why she moved to Florida and left us in the lurch several years ago. There was a suspicion, and I think somebody helped me in the office gave me this, that there may have been a man in Joyce's life. Okay? I'm a father, I'm a brother, you don't tell me? So I'm going to work one day and I called her up. I said, Joycey, is there a man in your life? Wishy, I can't tell you. What do you mean you can't tell me? I'm banging on her. I think I got enough out of her to lead me to conclude, is that why she would move to Florida? Most people wouldn't move to Florida to live in Palm Beach, where the family had a condo for years, and commute to Fort Lauderdale or Miami. It was kind of crazy. It had to be a man. Why did I need to know? Because I had to make sure the man was right for her. Just like you want to make sure the guys that marry your daughters are right for them. I had to know for Joyce. I was going to look this guy up. I was going to try to protect him. All of this said, and it's been remarked by others, that this extreme amount of privacy did not extend to the boogie boy, Ethan. She would light up about Ethan. She loved him dearly. I can identify with that because I have two grandkids, and they are, one of whom is here today, they are everything to us. I have watched Ethan, through Joyce's words, grow from a young boy into a football-playing young man. She was so proud of him, and one of the biggest losses of her life would be not seeing him grow up. I sent, I wanted Ethan to know I was thinking of him. So I sent him a letter, which I sent to the house. And I want to read it to you because it says a lot about Joyce. I said, Dear Ethan, a.k.a. the Boogie Boy, I'm so sorry for the loss of your Nana. She loved you beyond words. I have listened for years of her telling me about you. Nothing made her happier than having you in her life. All our hearts are broken. The Greenberg Tri-Reg office in Tyson's Corner lost its office mother. Nina was adored in the office. It is hard not to be angry or not to want revenge. My suggestion is that we do not waste our energy focusing on the negative. Let's focus on the positive. Let's try to emulate and follow what made Nana special. Simply put, Nana was a good person. She loved people and went out of her way to help others. That is why there has been an outpouring of love for her. Nana was responsible, resourceful, and hard-working. Her efforts on my behalf made my life easier. I could always count on her. I too will miss her. You should use Nana as a role model. Follow in her footsteps, and you will be a better person. I think that goes for all of us. We can best celebrate Joyce by emulating her. Go the extra mile to make life better for others. Maintain a cheerful spirit. Through Joyce, we have learned little things can make a big difference in the lives of others. That's what she was dedicated to. That's what she was about. Joyce, on behalf of all of us, we miss you and will continue to miss you. Thank you for enriching our lives.